Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all once again to this year's Carers Connect event. 2020 will be a year that we will all remember, as you will all have been impacted by this dreadful pandemic in one way or another. This year's Carers Connect is no different as we meet in this strange virtual format. On the 2nd of February this year, at a reception marking this year's Chinese New Year, I welcomed the newly appointed Consul General Ma to Perth and asked him to send our prayers and good wishes to the people of China who are fighting this dreadful coronavirus disease, with my earnest hope that an antidote could be found as soon as possible. Never in my wildest dreams did I expect that we and the rest of the world would soon be fighting it as well. Fighting is something that you, the unpaid carers, experience daily. And I don't know how you've all managed to carry on during these past 8 months, caring 24/7 with little or no respite, while coping with exhaustion and the mental anguish over your loved one's health and well-being. But it's vitally important that you remember your own health, and you don't have to do it alone. As you all know, there is a massive increase in the number of hours spent caring. Worries over money, all the emotional care the carer gives, but who supports them? What happens to the person they care for if the carer becomes ill? You know, you don't have to do it alone. The PK Carer strategy was launched at this event at the Jewish Centre this time last year. Although none of us could have foreseen what 2020 would bring at that time, everyone involved are still committed to achieving each of the 7 aims that were set out to support unpaid carers in that strategy. Practical help and emotional support is still available, but maybe in a different way from before. Hopefully, the infomercials shown within this event will inform you who to contact for support. If not, then please contact PKAVS Carers Hub, as they can offer support as well as signpost you on to other services. Again, you do not have to do it alone. It may not feel like it just now, but this pandemic won't last forever, and hopefully, very soon, we can start talking about COVID in the past tense and get our lives back again, interacting in a normal setting. Carers, I have nothing but admiration for you all. Enjoy your day, and thank you.
Hello and good morning. As the Chief Officer of Perth and Kinross Health and Social Care Partnership, I'm delighted to welcome you to this year's Carers Connect event. COVID-19 has made a great many things difficult in recent months, and while I'm sure we all wish that this event was taking place in person, as it usually would, it's my hope and the hope of the organisers behind this event that you enjoy your time with us today. Firstly, I'd want to acknowledge the contribution of unpaid carers. Often this can be overlooked or taken for granted, particularly as carers may often not view themselves as carrying out a carer role despite the hours of hard work they put into looking after someone they care for. While carers tell us about the positive and rewarding aspects of the carer's role and how it brings a family closer together, we know with this responsibility comes a cost, and that's often to their own health and well-being. This has perhaps never been truer than during the last 9 months in the COVID pandemic. Throughout this difficult time, carers have committed to provide support, and in many cases this has been without the same level of access to community support and services, which would usually be there in order to ease the burden and offer an outlet beyond their role as a carer. Many have also found themselves taking on a greater caring role, changing routines to accommodate a family member during this time of great uncertainty. Our appreciation of the role carers play in supporting their families has never been greater, And that's really why we have been so determined to host this Carers Connect event. This is our opportunity to reach out to you, to thank you for your caring for otherwise vulnerable people throughout our community, and to let you know that your hard work is deeply appreciated. We also wish to reach everyone and say that while COVID-19 has undoubtedly affected your lives with restrictions and social and physical distancing, you're not alone. There are others in the same position. There are opportunities for you to receive support from services and from others. Today is a contribution towards providing that support and providing information, and perhaps giving you some advice in relation to the services that can enable you to continue in your caring role whilst enjoying a life out with caring. I hope the events today, from the video presentations or the workshops or the interactive exercises, will help bring people together into a caring community and reaffirm in your eyes our commitment to supporting and empowering you in your roles as unpaid carers. Thank you for all that you contribute. Thank you for all that you do. We hope that we can get alongside you and provide support to enable you to continue to provide the valuable contribution that you make, whilst continuing to also enjoy a life out with the caring responsibilities that you so keenly take on. I hope you enjoyed today's event, and I hope it is of considerable value to you. Thank you very much, and take care in these difficult times.
Good morning. This presentation is about the Carers Scotland Act and the outcomes carers can expect as a result of Perth and Kinross Joint Carers Strategy. The Carers Act came into force on the 1st of April 2018 and it aims to improve the lives of unpaid carers like you across Scotland. The Act means that local authorities and health boards have put in place plans and frameworks to make your life easier. Since the Act was introduced, following consultation with carers, we have made sure that these are in place. An adult carer support plan or young carer statement will help you choose what kind of support you need to help you in your caring role. It will help you look at your life and your priorities so that you can reach these goals. The short break services statement tells you what kind of support is available locally and nationally to allow you to have a short break. A short break can be different things, such as mindfulness or complementary therapy sessions, or it could allow you some time away by providing care for the person you care for. The eligibility framework means that everyone gets treated fairly, so that the impact that caring has on you is the basis for any decisions about the support you receive. Our joint carers strategy was launched at this event last year, and despite all that has happened since, we are still working to make sure that we can improve the lives of carers in Perth and Kinross. In the strategy, we identify 7 outcomes for carers. Some of these we have in place now, but we are still working to improve. We want to be sure that the information we give you is clear, accurate and direct. This event is part of that, and we are passionate that the formats we use now and in the future reach as many people as possible. We will try to make it easier for carers to be recognised in the community by raising awareness about carers and the work you do in supporting your family. This is also about raising awareness about the effect that caring can have on your health and well-being, so that support can be made available. A shared understanding of the impact of caring across the community should reduce the impact of any competing responsibilities like work or education. Your experience as a carer and how that influences other aspects of your life and the decisions you make should be recognised and taken into account by professionals, by your neighbours and community, and people you work with or work for. Your experience should inform how you are treated so that we can personalise the support you and the person you care for receives. We take on board feedback from carers, including the Carers Week survey and the ongoing Carer Experience survey, which we will use to help us prioritise changes. Please ask your carer support worker to tell you how to access the Carer Experience survey. We are absolutely committed to having more carers involved, telling us their stories and helping us change the way services are delivered. Carers Voice is our local representative and participatory carers group, and we are happy that they are involved in working to make changes. But we listen to other carers and their representatives, for example from PAMIS and Support in Mind, and we will be working next month with PKAVS and the Coalition of Carers to support the development of carer representatives so they have a stronger voice. We know that this year has been hard, particularly for carers, and more so when the rules about how we live change. We also know how much carers benefit by sharing experiences with others who have similar challenges. PKAVS have set up online peer support groups across the area, and these are having great benefits in making sure that carers stay connected. Other peer support groups such as the Happy Highlanders are continuing to meet up in small numbers as the rules allow to maintain those links with one another. We want to improve the what and the how of the support that is available to make this as flexible and inclusive as possible, and you can play a part in those changes. We will be working with carers and our partners at PKAVS to develop training to help carers manage their caring role, and with carers and their representatives to develop new support. Together with PKAVS and Education and Children's Services, we are also committed to recognising young carers who are looking after family members to make sure that they have the same opportunities and that their lives are as complete as their friends. If you are interested in being more involved in the work of the partnership in making changes, please contact PKAVS or Carers Voice, who will be happy to help. We thank you for all that you do, for looking after your parents, spouses, children, siblings, other relatives or friends, caring for people you love, making sure that they are supported at home. Please tell us about your experience as carers so that we can move forward, making the most of your feedback and learning how we can support you better. We need carers to be involved in our work and are grateful of the support carers provide us in our work. For more information about the support that is available, contact PKAVS on 01738 567 076 or search for pkavscarershub.org.uk. Thank you.
As a Respite Development Officer, my role is to provide opportunities for carers which enable them to have a break from their caring role. And it means that having a break or having to step away from that role provides you with an ability to sustain your caring role in the future and helps you to de-stress and relax. And it takes away all the worries that you're thinking about in terms of what future holds for you and the person that you look after, home environment situations, families, relationships, finances. You can have an opportunity to have some time off and just think about yourself, just really yourself. So under short breaks, we provide carers to access complementary therapies. There's also a scheme which is called Respite, and of course, our primary source of funding is the Time for Me pot. Complementary therapies provides carers with an opportunity to de-stress and to re-energize their body and mind, and it helps to promote good physical and mental well-being. Carers are being provided or issued with 12 complementary therapy vouchers, which is valid for a year, and this voucher serves as a free treatment So what they need to do is to look for the approved providers list, and from that list they need to choose and pick a therapy and a therapist of their own. At these times, we know that restrictions are in place. Therefore, there are therapists in the list who are providing physical or face-to-face treatments. And there are also therapists who provide virtual treatments. Virtual meaning they meet online and the therapist can give them a treatment, for example, like a mindfulness session or meditation treatment online. So Respitality is an initiative that we PKAVS is a partner agency. So in short, we approach local businesses, for example, within Perth and Kinross, if they would like to donate a free break for carers, and this break are being offered or are being matched to carers who are in need of a break. However, in these unprecedented times, we know that the hospitality and tourism sector has been greatly affected. Therefore, Respitality breaks on offer is very thin at the moment. We are planning to relaunch again Respitality by next year. But at this point, I would like to say and thank all of our Respitality partners that donated gifts from us, past and present, that we appreciate all those things that you have given us to our carers, and we are thinking of you in these challenging times. So Time for Me is our primary source of funding for unpaid carers if they would like to access a break of their own. So Time for Me provides you with a range of different opportunities, and it is personalized based on your needs, and it provides you with a chance to go away either by yourself or with your loved ones or with a friend to a place where you can feel relaxed, or even at your home. You can have also a break by, for example, having an item that will allow you to have to step away from that caring role of yours.
During lockdown, I took advantage of the Young Adult Care's Respite grant. I was able to have a sewing machine purchased for me, along with a few other supplies for sewing, and I was having that sent to me, so it was really great. I've been making masks, funnily enough. It definitely gave me a break from my caring role. The sewing machine was something I was able to do in my room, because majority of the time since lockdowns happened, with kind of cut out from everyone, it's kind of all caring all the time, along with college and university and stuff. So I was able to kind of go into my room and do something creative for a bit and be able to get away from everything.
If there's a carer who's wishing to access Time for Me, they simply have to get in touch with me, where I would be able to give them some tips and advice through the application process. Also, just to help them with any application forms or any signposting, if applicable. And for more information about Time for Me, you can visit our website as well.
Supporting Mind Scotland is a national mental health organisation, and we support people with more serious mental health problems and mental illness: schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, personality disorder, illnesses and conditions that tend to have a long living impact on people's lives. We provide one-to-one support, peer support, rural outreach, and we also support people in distress. Supporting Mind Scotland runs around 21 local services across Scotland. Being user-led is absolutely fundamental. Everything we say and everything we do is based on the experiences of the people we support. 80% of the people we support live in rural parts of Scotland.
The National Rural Mental Health Forum started after some informed research looking into living with mental ill health in rural parts of Scotland. That has grown to well over 80 organisations now. Farming or forestry, marine, fishing. We use those organisations for raising awareness, making it more normal to talk about mental health.
People with severe mental health conditions often find it difficult to access services in rural areas, and I think that the work that Support in Mind Scotland do to help these people is absolutely vital. Not just in the support sense for the people themselves, but how the wider society view them.
In rural areas it's more costly to deliver services because services are more dispersed, so travel costs are higher. And it's also more difficult because people feel more stigmatised because of lack of anonymity. We are one of the lead partners in the Scottish Government's Distress Brief Intervention pilot, and this is a collaboration between the police, the emergency services, the ambulance service and primary care to support people who are in distress.
Hi there, my name's Mary and I'm half of the telephone service. We've been running for 2.5 years and we provide a listening ear to carers by giving them a wee call, be it once a week, once a fortnight, once a month, just a wee chat just to see how they're doing in their caring role. No two carers are the same and we give different advice, information, support. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry. We really get to know the carers. A lot of carers maybe think initially when we first engage, what good is a phone call? Well, as we get going, that phone call becomes really important. We really get to know, and because we're listening, we could hear sometimes at first point if there's a crisis or something's building. We've got extra support that I could go and get.
Well, I care for my husband because he has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's and he's nearly 85. He's unable to do quite a lot of things for himself. Well, it's excellent because there's a lady called Mary who rings me every 2 or 3 weeks. We have a chat and she asks how I am, and obviously she asks about Colin as well, and she's just very nice, you know, she's just interested in what I am doing. It breaks up the day, and it's just nice to speak to somebody that's outside the house, and she's very helpful, and it's just lovely to have somebody else to speak to.
People could be referred into the service via support workers in the council, our own support workers, via GPs. A referral comes into us and we'll give a wee introductory phone call. A lot of carers don't see themselves as an unpaid carer, so we'll explain a lot about the service. A lot of information is given right at the start, so with a phone call we could drip feed a lot of information as we go on. But it's a lovely job. We we'd certainly engage and yeah, happy to help.
This is a very short film about our project at Pain Association to help carers of people with chronic pain. Chronic pain is very isolating and people often feel alone, misunderstood, and find it hard to communicate with the world. In fact, one of the big ideas we wanted to impart on the course was the idea that pain is one thing, but living with it can be very harrowing, with a wide mix of many different issues that are making for a difficult knot of issues that might include anxiety, dealing with change, the things other people say to them, denial, acceptance, poor sleep, low self-esteem, the big one, stress, lack of sleep, and all sorts of other things that are not part of the name of the condition, but are certainly an experience of living with it. People with chronic pain have good days, bad days, and flare-ups. And these are often driven by the three big issues: pushing yourself too hard, stress, and lack of sleep. A key theme in the course was looking at relationships, and particularly how people communicate about needs and about getting help. And we saw in the course that there were two sides to everything, and the two sides actually meant that both sides had their own knot of issues that both needed untangling. And what we looked at on the course was finding small things that could make a difference, that could ripple through and start to change things. So just starting to talk about, for instance, what one small thing could make a difference was a question that one lady asked her mother. And actually that started to create a ripple of better communication through both of their lives. The course was really well received, and it was really communication that seemed to be the most important thing. Communication and the improving of the relationship so that people could help each other and create a better caring relationship.
folks, it's nice to see everybody again. I hope you're all keeping well. Well, I'm going to do some music here and some music for you all to join in. So the first one is from a musical Singing in the Rain. So you'll know this one. So if you've got your umbrellas, pick them up. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. I'll walk down the lane with a happy refrain, just singing and dancing in the rain. Now I'm sure folks, you've been watching Certainly Come Dancing again, and you'll remember that Gene Kelly was dancing about with his umbrella through the puddles, around the lamppost. Absolutely fantastic dancer. So, if you've got some puddles where you are just now, I'm sure you could splash through them along with me. But let's sing it again. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. I'll walk down the lane with a happy refrain. I'm just singing and dancing in the come on, let's hear. Fantastic, fantastic, well done folks. Glad you enjoyed that and all singing along I hope and dancing.
Young carers are young people aged 5 to 15 years old who will have a caring responsibility for a family member or someone else within their network. The person might have a long-term condition, a disability, mental health problems, or have issues related to drug and alcohol misuse. So it can be a whole range of things that result in a caring role. Young carers can get involved in all sorts of parts of daily living. Quite often it's domestic tasks or household chores, so that could be cleaning, doing the food shop, that kind of thing. They get involved in looking after siblings sometimes, that can be older brothers and sisters, younger brothers and sisters, or they'll take on some emotional responsibility for helping mum and dad when they're not feeling so great. So there's a whole raft of caring activities become part of their day quite often.
You have to grow up fast when you're a young carer, because if you don't know what's going on, then you kind of can't help. I was 4 when I became a young carer, so I had to learn how to push my mum in a wheelchair, change tubes, felt like know where crutches were, know where medicine was, and that was quite difficult.
Being a young carer can impact on you in a lot of different ways. Your confidence and self-esteem can sometimes be affected because you're not able to go out with friends so often, your friendships fall by the wayside, you can become quite isolated. Quite a lot of young carers struggle in school. It might be to attend school because of the caring role, or it could be just in their attainment, so the time that they have to do homework, that kind of thing gets affected, so they struggle a little bit more.
It's not an easy job. People look at you and then they don't know what you're feeling from the inside. sometimes you might just be dead in the morning and you don't know what's possible, and that's what might affect your emotions for the rest of the day. It's not an easy job.
Sometimes their mental health can be affected, increased anxiety and stress as a result of having to leave the person they care for at home. So it can be physical, mental, emotional, friendship, all these things can be affected as a result of being a young carer.
Well, one day, I think it was a Thursday, I just was like really down, really low, nearly the end of the term, just so tired from everything, just pretty much the homework was just chucked on me. I didn't know where to go, and I just went and asked the teacher, can I just please leave class? I'm not having the greatest time in school at the moment. And she said, yeah, if you want you can write down what's going on, and that did help me.
The Young Carer Service is here to offer support, and we start very much with the individual young carer themselves. Work out with them what their needs are, how their caring impacts on them, and what we aim to do is help them with their caring role, but also to give them some respite, some time out from their caring responsibilities if they need it. So we start off with some support and assessment, and then we have things like respite groups, which are weekly activity groups that people can become involved in after school. We do trips in residentials. We are able to provide additional support sometimes for mental wellbeing and things through counselling, and we also have our education attainment service, which supports young people with their engagement with school and education as well. So depending on the individual needs of the young carer, we put together a menu of choices that fits their needs and will help them manage their responsibilities.
My first key worker when I came here was Chris, and to this day, he left like 2 years ago. He has still like made a huge like good effect on my life, and just helped me so much through such a difficult time in my life where I didn't really know what I was doing. Like I felt so alone, and he just showed me that there was people that can help me and that are there for me and that are going through the same thing.
Young carers coming together is a really important part of our offer. Having the chance to be with the other people who've had the same experience that you have, or can relate to how your day or week is normally, definitely is a big part. And we've seen some sort of lifelong friendships being formed as a result of our programmes because they've got that connection, being a young carer.
Well, the Young Carers here has helped me, because I wouldn't be me at the moment. I'd just be some random guy just stressing out about everything just in the street. Yeah. Well, thank you. That's something to say. And if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'd be in life.
Can I say one more thing? I think without young carers we would all feel so alone.
The Young Carer Service is open to anybody that thinks they might be a young carer or may think that they know a young carer. You can phone us on the PKAVS main number. You can self-refer. If you're working with another service, they can also refer you for our support.
Hello everyone. On behalf of the members of Carers Voice, welcome. Carers Voice is a forum for unpaid carers to come together, and I'm delighted to introduce Maureen Summers, who is our chairperson. In the next few slides, I'm going to tell you a little about what we do and the people who work with us. So who are we? As you can see from the slide, our members are all either unpaid carers or experienced former unpaid carers. We believe that this group of people gives us a huge range of experience in supporting current carers with the issues that they come across on a day-to-day basis. Our representatives attend various health and social care meetings, contributing to discussions in planning improvements to existing services or creating new support services. Because our members all have experience of being a carer themselves, they bring with them the knowledge that can only add value to our group and to the carers we support. We meet and consult with carers on a regular basis. Our Carers strategy was launched in November 2019 and representatives from Carers Voice contributed to the creation of this strategy. You can download a copy using the link provided or by contacting PKAVS or Perth and Kinross Council. We have to know and understand fully the issues that carers have and that they face on a day-to-day basis in looking after their loved ones, sometimes in very difficult circumstances. The current pandemic has introduced even more pressures on unpaid carers, and we are working tirelessly to support them where we can and to ensure that their voice is heard. To that end, in the next 2 slides you will see some of the outcomes that we are working to achieve in order to fulfil our aim of supporting carers across Perth and Kinross. As you will see on this slide, providing information, promoting awareness and ensuring that carers' voices are listened to as equals by the various professional and statutory bodies carers have to deal with is paramount to us achieving success. We believe that carers must play an active part in shaping the services that they may need to call upon. One way of achieving this is to grow the breadth and understanding of carers' voice across Perth and Kinross. This next slide explains a little about Perth and Kinross Integrated Joint Board. I am the carer representative on the board and Maureen is our substitute representative. Maureen and I attend the board meetings and our role is to contribute to discussions, inform and in some cases challenge issues relating to the provision of services for carers and service users across Perth and Kinross, supported by our service user representative Sandra Auld. Only by engaging with all carers can we hope to understand the issues that you face, as each person's circumstances are different. There are various information events that would normally be held throughout the year, but unfortunately these have been curtailed due to the pandemic. We have continued to hold our monthly meetings via Zoom, but appreciate that this may not suit everyone. Once the pandemic is over and the restrictions relaxed, we look forward to meeting you face to face once again. In this slide, Mel Gibson, another one of our carer representatives, and I were attending a communication event. Mel is one of our representatives on the Carers Strategy Group and works tirelessly in the background as well as delivering presentations like this to various groups. I do hope that this has given you a little insight into carers' voice. I would like to personally thank Mel for his help in putting this short presentation together. We have included our contact details, so please do get in touch and remember, together we can make a difference.
regarding life from the mountain and my.
We are part of a PKAVS charity as the Mental Health and Wellbeing Hub. We support people on their journey to recovery, mental well-being, through therapeutic activities.
We have a friend
Over to Lorraine with our fabulous chef, Kelly, in the cafe.
Could you tell us a bit about the cafe?
Yes, my role here is I'm a chef working with clients, learning hospitality training, serving, cooking, baking, using the produce from the garden.
That's great, Kelly. Do you know that? That's brilliant. I've tasted your cake. Could you tell me the skills that you use for this place?
Well, the skills I've picked up from Kenny, he's taught me from how to cut the vegetables proper, and he's also helped me to learn how to prepare cakes.
Oh, lovely. And do you enjoy it up here?
Yeah, it's been a really good experience.
At the Walled Garden. I am the activity engagement worker for the garden. I help look after this garden, grow things in this garden, fruit and veg, little plants, and help our clients engage in this activity.
Just go straight back to the studio.
Hi, I'm Janice. Due to the current pandemic, we have adapted our service and are now supporting our clients through a blended approach of Zoom activities and physical sessions.
Joining us also on Zoom is Kirsty and Caitlin from our Creative Wellbeing Department.
Hello everyone, I'm Kirsty and this is Caitlin and we're the Activity Engagement Workers for Creative Wellbeing.
I like to do all things creative in our studios, from performance, music, creative writing and arts and crafts. We do that here at the Walled Garden and also at Wisecraft. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Chris.
What do you do in the joinery, Dave?
Oh, don't ask. But come on, have a look. Furniture restoration. Lovely. Nice. Don't worry about Smiler here, he's armless. Coming across here, we have lace. Loads of lace, making lovely stuff. Fruity. Garden furniture, like this. Get your orders in. Now. Cheers.
Thanks, Dave.
And here we have Julie from Healthy Lifestyles. Can you tell us about what you do here, Julie?
Christine, and my role is to keep all of our wonderful clients active and encourage people to go on walks on a regular basis, usually on a Wednesday at the moment, ably abetted by our volunteers, and also we do some yoga and Pilates, stretching and some very important relaxation, which we at the moment are delivering over Zoom.
And goodbye from them.
Goodbye.
Well, I became a carer when I was 11, 12, after my dad was attacked and he became disabled from that. I would mostly help him with his medicines, or if he had to fall I would help mum lift him up, or untying his shoes because he couldn't bend down to get them, or if it was a bad weather day, help him if he had a fit from the pain. And it was mostly just managing the pain for most of his condition for most of the years. It was difficult because there was a lot was happening at that time as well, because 2 members of my family passed away at the same time. He was but he became disabled, so we moved at the same time, and it was just when I was starting secondary school, so a lot happened at the same time. So it was a lot for me. It did impact me a lot. I didn't hang out with anyone much. I developed depression and anxiety when I was like 13, 14. Not doing much besides being a carer going to school, coming back home, staying in, helping my dad. That was mostly what I'd done for months. So my dad thought it would be a good idea to give me out of the house and get my younger sister out of the house to see if we can get a bit of our childhood back, so to speak. So we both went down for young carers. Yeah, it was good. We managed to go on trips. One of the first trips I went on was Edinburgh Zoo, and it was nice to be able to go out and do things outside of school and just going home and coming back and be able to just talk with people my age and not always just adults, and knowing about pills and being able to talk with them and them understanding that. Now I'm at young adult carers. It's good because I've grown since, obviously, it's different activities, it's different kind of vibe that they have, young adult carers as opposed to young carers, because the activities are suited more and the talking suited more. So it was more about secondary school and it was more about studying, and it was more activities that would help me with my age instead of doing younger things, and being able to do that separation of having with your peers instead of being with younger kids, being able to have people that are slightly older than you as well to kind of look up to and stuff like that when you're like at the beginning of being a young adult care. It was really good, so I really enjoyed having that kind of older kind of atmosphere. The one-on-ones, which are always really good, to be able to talk to someone just one-on-one, catch up, sometimes go for a meal or something, and just going over the paperwork about how you're feeling at the time, like your mental health and what kind of things you want to work on, confidence, self-esteem, and being able to go over that is really good, especially since you don't really touch on that. Even kids that aren't carers don't really get to touch on that. They don't have a sit-down one-on-one going over that kind of thing unless it's related to school. So being able to do that for mental health outside, being able for young adult carers to be able to provide that, it was really helpful to me for my self-esteem and my confidence as I grew up. They've always had respite opportunities in residentials, even for young carers, and ones that I'd done when I was younger were to the Isle of Mull and the Isle of Skye, and it was great. I loved them. They were more adventure-y than what I'm used to in real life, but it was a great opportunity to learn. One of the more recent ones we've done for young adult carers was Realise Your Potential, which was also a certificate and a qualification at the end of it, like confidence building and kind of work experience kind of thing. And it was great. I really enjoyed it. We done residential in a peace sanctuary in just outside of Perth. No, it was near Fife. And it was a weekend away kind of thing, and we managed to go over different qualifications and game nights and things like that, and we got food provided for us at the place. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think it's helped my dad a lot, because he had quite a bit of guilt for us helping him all the time. He didn't really like the fact that he was disabled, especially at the beginning. So us being able to have a childhood that we were going to have before all this happened helped him a lot with his guilt and his need to make sure we're happy.
Hello, I'm Jenny. I'm the Young Adult Carers Support Worker, or as we like to say, the YAC worker. I've been with PKAVS Carers for just over a year now and loving it. I support carers who are aged 16 to 25. With that age range, carers may be experiencing a variety of different transitions, including moving on from high school to further education or employment, or deciding to live independently. Lots can happen during this time, and our service is there to support with those changes. We offer one-to-one support, which can include helping with CVs, job applications, or college and uni applications. Or these one-to-ones can be used for emotional support. If carers just want somebody to listen to them or talk things through, we're there for that type of support as well. So YAC runs groups that offer lots of different activities, including pizza movie nights, walk and talks, arts and crafts, whatever folk are interested in, we like to try and deliver. We also offer day trips throughout the year to give carers the opportunity to spend times with others doing something they may not usually do and have fun. So if you'd like to join the Young Adult Carer Service or have any questions, then just please send an email or a Facebook message or call the PKAVS Carers Hub and we will be there to help. Thanks, bye.
My name is Claire Taylor. I hope you're all enjoying today's Virtual Carers Connect 2020 event. I work for Social Security Scotland, a new public service set up by the Scottish Government to deliver a number of benefits. As the local delivery relationship lead for Perth and Kinross, my role is to make sure that people who live in this area know about the benefits we offer and that eligible people apply and get the money they are entitled to. Right now, Social Security Scotland delivers benefits to help pregnant mums, families with young children, carers, people who have lost loved ones and are struggling to pay for the funeral, and young people who are starting work after a period of unemployment. We have also just introduced the new Child Winter Heating Assistance. This is a yearly payment of £200 to help families of severely disabled children with the costs of keeping their house warm. I want to tell you about the payments we offer carers in Scotland. Carers Allowance Supplement is an extra payment that is made twice a year to carers in Scotland who receive carers allowance from the Department for Work and Pensions, in recognition of the vital role you do. If you're a carer living in Scotland and you get carers allowance from the DWP, you will automatically receive an additional payment of £230.10 in December. You'll get a letter from us with more details about this, and the money will be paid into the same account that your carers allowance is paid into. To date in Perth and Kinross, 8,460 carers allowance supplement payments have been made to 2,300 carers, totalling £2,297,000. I'd also like to take this opportunity to highlight the Young Carer Grant, a yearly payment of £305.10 for 16, 17 or 18-year-olds who care for someone on a disability benefit for an average of 16 hours a week. This money is for them to spend on whatever they like. If you think you might be eligible for any of the payments I've spoken about, or know someone who is, find out more and apply at mygov.scot/benefits. We always love to hear about how the benefits we deliver are making a difference to our clients' lives. We had the chance to speak to some carers who told us what the Carers Allowance Supplement means to them.
It means I've got a bit of money that I can go and treat myself to things like Doctor Who box sets, or they maybe take my husband for lunch and talk to him that one lunchtime. So it's good for us. And it means that I can do things that otherwise I would maybe be saving up for a few months before I could get.
I am planning on spending a chunk of it on a gorilla gym for my children, which attaches to a door frame. It's got a swing, it can have a punch bag attached, it can have a pull-up bar, it's got a rope ladder, and I think on a sensory level that's going to be amazing for my children and amazing for my neighbours hopefully too, and that they'll be less noisy if they've got a sensory input that can then give them sensory output. And I think they'll love that over the summer, and I'm definitely going to treat myself as well because as a carer I definitely need it.
Two great comedians from the past, a man called Laurel and the other one Hardy. So this is a song that I love singing, as you know, that I'm a world-renowned opera singer. So I'm going to use all the different vocal techniques within this song. But anyway, join in if you can. Ladies, you take the low part, and men, you take the high part. I'm only jesting. On a mountain in Virginia stands a lonesome pine. Just below is the cabin home of a little girl of mine. Her name is June, and very, very soon she'll belong to me. For I know she's waiting there for me, 'neath that lone pine tree, in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, on the trail of the lonesome pine. Ladies, in the pale moonshine, our hearts entwined, where she carved a name and I carved mine. Oh June, like the mountains I'm blue like the pine. I am lonesome for you. In the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, on the trail of the lonesome pine. So that's not bad, that's not bad. I told you that I was a famous opera singer and a famous ballroom dancer as well. I mean chancer. Anyway, we'll try that again, and let's all hear the men take those very high notes. On a mountain in Virginia stands a lonesome pine. Just below is the cabin home of a little girl of mine. Her name is June, and very, very soon she'll belong to me. For I know she's waiting there for me, 'neath that lone pine tree, in the, everybody sing, Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, on the trail of the lonesome pine. In the pale moonshine, our hearts entwined, where she carved a name and I carved mine. Oh June, like the mountains I'm blue like the pine. I am lonesome for you. In the... That's not bad, eh? Julie Andrews, eat your heart out. In the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, on the trail of the lonesome pine. Oh no, I can't get there. Thank you folks, that was fantastic.
Hi everyone, I'm Kirsty and I'm a Wellbeing Coordinator based down at Bell Sports Centre. It's recommended that adults and young people take part in 150 minutes of physical activity each week to gain a range of benefits such as improving your mood and your sleep patterns and reducing the risk of many illnesses. Physical activity includes anything that involves more energy than resting, so it includes walking, cycling, gardening and all your sport and fitness based activities. We've put together this short, gentle exercise video for you to help you keep fit and active. Enjoy!
Hello guys, so today we've got first session and we're going to do quick cardio, warm up and then stretches at the end. So we'll start with posture nice and tall, slide on the edge of your chair and then let's start moving legs. So we keep walking, just legs first. We gradually warm up. Okay, so you can see me better, I turn to the side, so my back is stretched straight, chest is up, shoulders back, and then we keep moving legs, and we'll keep going. Excellent, and we'll do the same on the toes. Here we go. Just legs first. And keep going. Excellent. And now we change that to the heels. Toes up. And now we're still walking. Walking strong. Excellent. I'll turn to the side so you can see me better. From the side. Toes up. Chest is up. Shoulders back. And we keep walking. Excellent. And then rest. Shake off. Deep breath. We're going to do it again. But this time we add arms. So arms and legs. Excellent, and on the toes, lift your heels. I'm going to the side again. So you can see my heels up, chest up, shoulders back. And we're walking. Excellent, on the heels, toes up. Using arms, chest up, and walk. Brilliant, and then rest. And shake off. Deep breath, and this time we'll just do the quick change. Front toes to the heels. Here we go. We're warming up ankles. Quick change. And other foot. Toes, heels, toes, heels. We keep going. Good, let's swap again. Back to the first foot. Excellent, and then change. Brilliant, fantastic. We'll walk again. A little bit faster than before. So, still flat feet, moving legs and arms. We should start getting warmer. Good, and then on the toes. So heels up, chest is up, straight back. Keep going. Still on the toes. Good, and back to the heels. Toes up. It's harder, so we can slow down, but we keep moving. Toes up, keep going, chest up, good. The floor is shaking, but that's okay. We're working hard, and then rest. Shake off, we can stretch legs a little bit. Deep breath, and then slow walk. Slow walk, and this time we engage arms a little bit, different way. So we just do the alternating arms stretching. Walk and arms. Excellent. Good. And then both arms, same time. Forward, back. Still with chest up. Shoulders back. That's how it looks like from the side. Good. Excellent, and then we speed up. A little bit faster with legs and arms. Keeping your chest up. Pull your tummy in. Good. Alternating arms. Tummy in. And we're going. Good. And rest. Deep breath. Excellent. I think that will be it for the cardio for today. We'll finish it off with a little bit of stretching. So again, I turn to the side. We'll extend one leg forward. Chest is up. And then we lean forward.
is it's a little bit different from some of the other roles in the Adult Carers Hub. I'm the hospital link worker, and that means that I'm primarily based with the hospital discharge team. So really, while the social work team are looking after the patient and they might be putting in packages of care for that patient, I'm there to support that patient's carer while the patient's going through that hospital journey. So the idea behind that is really to make sure that the carer feels supported, and it also kind of hopefully prevents maybe some readmissions because we're preventing a carer crisis and carer breakdown. What a lot of people are probably looking for is just someone to talk about that caring role, talk about their anxieties, their worries. You know, a lot of people worry that they're not going to manage with the person when they come home. They worry that the person might end up going into long-term care. So there's a whole host of different things. A lot of carers, obviously, a lot of them are elderly, you know, they're older people, so they might have health issues of their own. So it's really, a lot of it can just be talking to them. That emotional support, it's a big factor. Yeah, I would signpost to different support agencies, particularly maybe once that person's discharged home, you know, and my side of things might be coming to an end, because I would only support the carer through the hospital journey and maybe for a few weeks afterwards. I might possibly have put in an adult carer support plan and I've worked on the outcomes from that plan, but after that my support would end, and it would be probably ongoing within the team here, the community team, and it could be signposting to other agencies. So they can access my support in a number of ways. Some of the main ways will be obviously through my team, through the hospital discharge team, the social work guys. They will refer the carer on for the clients that they are working with. I can also take referrals from the medical staff directly, so that might be nursing staff in the wards, it could be occupational therapists, the OTs, it could be the physiotherapists, anyone really in the medical setting, they can refer to me directly as well.
fridge freezer, wheelbarrow and collection of Moroccan doorknobs will go to Simon. Right, I think that's everything.
Wait! What about grandfather?
Oh yes! Grandfather. Right. Any takers? Anyone?
Solicitors for Older People Scotland, looking after generations.
Information for carers. Although our offices remain closed in line with Scottish Government guidance, our staff and services are still available to help you. We can help unpaid carers with advice about short breaks or respite, support in your local community, health and wellbeing advice and help, and financial advice. If you need any help or support, please contact our Access team on 0345 30 11120 or email us at accessteam@pkc.gov.uk. Advice is also available at www.pkc.gov.uk/unpaid carers. Perth and Kinross Council is also offering its full range of services right now. You can call 01378 475 000 for advice about housing, benefits and welfare advice, waste services, education and learning, and a range of other valuable support. Visit www.pkc.gov.uk for more information. We are here to help. Thanks for watching.
So LEAD stands for Linking Education and Disability. We are a national charity and we've got different projects that run all across Scotland, and many of our projects help disabled people and carers to really learn whatever they want to learn. That might be literacy and numeracy, it might be applying to a college course or undertaking a college course. So my project covers the whole of Perth and Kinross, and it supports anybody who's disabled, a carer, or experiences digital exclusion to get online and gain digital skills. So that might be if people already have a device of their own, I can support them with learning to use that better, or if they're having a particular issue with something. Or they might not have a device of their own, they might have never been online, and then I can provide them with an equipment loan and internet access if they need it, and help them start right from the beginning. We always try to be person-centred in our approach, so we don't go in with a big list of things that people must learn. We try to work with people on what matters to them. So people don't need to be afraid that I'm going to come in and demand that they start internet banking and shopping online immediately. It's totally going to be led by them, and we'll always work at their pace and go over things and over things and over things if they need it. So there's limitless patience available. We've recently been able to provide a lot of equipment through the Connecting Scotland scheme which was giving out equipment to learners for them to actually keep. So I've been able to work in partnership with PKAVS to support quite a few people with helping to set up and learn to use a brand new device, and that's typically been about connecting during this COVID pandemic. So that might be helping people learn how to use platforms like Zoom so that they can get online and join in with carers groups or with bereavement groups that can help to support them. They can also use platforms like WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger to be able to video call family members or friends, which can just really help with isolation during this period. So normally I would provide face-to-face support for people, so that's either meeting them in their home or in a public space if they prefer. Because of the current pandemic, all of our support is being offered remotely exclusively. So that's either by phone call or video call. That has its challenges. It can be difficult not being able to sit with someone and see what's on their screen, but we've adapted really well. So they can either contact me directly, or they can get in touch with PKAVS, and PKAVS can place a referral. The referral can either be for themselves or for somebody that they know who they think would benefit from the service.
My role is the Carer Community Development Worker. This is a new role that we created late last year after listening to the needs of the carers about peer support, connections in their local communities and stuff like this. So prior to the lockdown, we had face-to-face groups that were running throughout Perth and Kinross. They were social groups. We also had a bereavement group, which was for carers who their loved one had either passed away or had went into full-time care. This was mainly a peer support group, but we also invite organisations like Crews along, and then we could also refer in or share their details with bereaved carers that want a bit more than just that peer support. During the groups, at the moment, because of lockdown obviously, we've had to develop other ways of doing that, so Zoom seems to be the new way for us. That has its own challenges as well, especially there's a lot of different age groups that join the group, and like myself that aren't very techy. So again, we've been working with Leeds Scotland. A very good colleague, Emily, has been helping me to help carers get set up with Zoom and feel confident enough to use them. She's also actually helped me to become a host as well, which has been great. All our groups are online at the moment, and what we do there is we have quizzes. We try to make it fun. We have a coffee morning. We have other things arranged like baking sessions and stuff like that. So it's basically asking carers what they would like and then try to organise that. We have a lot of mindfulness stuff, so we are using other organisations like Lynn Crow, Rosemary and Pauline are our therapists as well, and they usually come online and they could do online therapies. And it's trying to sell that to someone to come and enjoy that, because it sounds very strange doing a hand massage on yourself, but it actually works, and the feedback we've got, it just gives you that time, you know, away that escapism and that. So what I would say to people is, like, well, I understand it's a new platform. It's new for a lot of us staff and that as well. It's a really good way of meeting other people. It's from the comfort of your own home. If you have other things that you have to do and you have to switch off, that's okay. If you can't even make one of the group sessions, that's okay. It's there for you. We're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to listen to what your needs are and try to make that happen as much as possible. It's a good way of meeting other carers in your local area. It's a good way of just escaping and having a little bit of fun. We hope to achieve like carers making local connections in their areas. It's about peer support, tackling social isolation, loneliness, depression. It's about creating a platform for carers to, like be amongst others that have got something similar that's going on to them. It's about helping carers escape their role for a bit of time. It's about making them feel valued for what they do as well. And it's about just listening to carers to see what they want and try to develop what they want.
what makes us different are the special people who work for us, and I think you're going to hear from many of them later in this clip. Mindspace is different for probably 100 different reasons. Some of them big, some of them small, some of them probably imperceptible. I think the biggest of them are the people. Our people are fantastic, really special. That's the people we employ, that's the people who come to use our service, and the people who are volunteers with our service. So they're particularly special and make a huge difference to the organisation.
So the best thing of working with young people is to see how resilient they are. They always keep a spark in their eyes no matter what they've been through in their lives. And they always want to learn, they always want to understand mental health in a different way, have a different perspective of the world and what's going on. And I think they have a different open-mindedness about the future, and they are our future. I think they can break the stigma and can make the world a better place.
We take quite a, I suppose, holistic approach to people and their mental ill health. The 3 pillars are principally our counselling service, which works with people on a one-to-one basis, allowing people to take apart their issues and look at them with someone very carefully and, you know, in a very safe, confidential and non-judgmental environment. And that safe and non-judgmental environment carries across the whole organisation. Our recovery college is quite different. It takes a learning approach to understanding and managing mental health, which is unique in itself. So it's about teaching people about their mental health. It's about teaching them skills, tools, techniques, things that they can use to live with mental health or to park that mental health, hopefully, to allow them to live a meaningful life.
So recovery for me is about having hope. Hope and belief in yourself that you can get better, you can feel back to yourself, and maybe even more than that. It's about your self-esteem and your confidence returning and following a path that you've been in the driving seat and coordinated. But for me, really, the most important thing is hope. That's essential in recovery.
And then there's our peer hub, which completely embraces mental ill health, and we employ people obviously with experience of mental ill health. We train them up, and they are then there to walk the mile with someone, and I'm sure Kelly will tell you all about that.
So what makes a good peer worker? Well, the list is endless. First of all, you need to be able to confidently share your lived experience of ill health in a meaningful way. We role model and inspire hope that recovery can happen. Really important qualities are being non-judgmental. You need to be empathetic. You need to be an amazing active listener. That is top of the list. Listening with curiosity as well. Listening for the untold story. We create a trusting relationship there, and we learn together.
Hello everybody, I hope you're all enjoying this very different Carers Connect event this year. I'm Fiona Matthews, the Alzheimer Scotland Dementia Advisor for Perth and Kinross. Alzheimer Scotland have recently celebrated 40 years of providing support to people who are worried about their memory, people who are living with dementia, their family members and carers, and also raising awareness of dementia in local communities so that no one faces dementia alone. I'd like to introduce you to other members of the Perth and Kinross team. There are 3 dementia link workers who support people through the first year of being diagnosed with dementia, and they'll introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Lindsay Brackenridge. I'm the Alzheimer Scotland Dementia Link Worker for North West Perthshire.
Hello, my name is Marian Garcia. I am the Dementia Link Worker for South Perthshire area.
Hi, I'm Marion McLaren. I'm a Dementia Link Worker covering the Perth City area.
Alzheimer Scotland support a network of carers called the National Dementia Carers Action Network, or NDCAN for short. This is a national campaigning and awareness raising group for carers of people who are living with dementia. It was formed in 2011 and exists to make the voices of carers heard and raise awareness of the issues impacting on carers. Each year the group decides on the priorities that NDCAN will work on for the coming year, and they've continued to work through this whole pandemic. Since NDCAN was formed, they have influenced government and parliament policies, helped to improve the quality of care, helped to train workforces, raised awareness at a local and national and also international level, and helped other carers. If you would like to be involved with this group, please get in touch. This year our organisation's theme was innovation. Never has been innovative and creative been needed more to adapt to the changes that we've all faced. Our support to people has continued throughout this time, with all our groups moving online, which, as you can imagine, was not without its challenges for everyone involved. We've continued to offer the Carer Support Group and have groups for people who are living with dementia to meet up and have a chat with a coffee, and opportunities for couples to meet and have a chat too. It's not the same as meeting face to face, but continuing to have contact with people living in similar situations has meant feeling much less isolated. However, you're not excluded if you don't have access to computer equipment or you don't wish to use this option. Keeping in touch by phone is just as important. As well as this local contact, Alzheimer Scotland also have a 24-hour free phone dementia helpline. The Dementia Helpline is a free and confidential service which is supported by a team of experienced volunteers. It is available for everyone to access 24 hours a day and 365 days a year, which is especially needed through these uncertain times. Our helpline is available for you whether you are looking for some information, some emotional support, or just need someone to talk to. Alzheimer Scotland is committed to making sure that no one faces dementia alone, so if you or someone you know needs our help, then please get in touch. Finally, just to let you know that we have a few other new initiatives which have recently been launched to support you, including the Alzheimer Scotland app, which is full of easy to access information. Our Adam platform, About Digital and Me, looks at the support you might need to find the technology that's right for you and the person that you support, and also the relaunch of our Purple Alert app, which you can now download or update. Thank you for your time, and if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch, and enjoy the rest of the event.
I'm Vary and I work for MECOPP Gypsy Traveller Carers Project in Perth and Kinross. MECOPP is a minority ethnic carers organisation working in Edinburgh, the Lothians, North and Mid Argyll and Perth and Kinross. If you're a carer from the Gypsy Traveller community, for example, you have a caring responsibility for a family member or friend, then we might be able to help. We work with carers of any age who live in housing, on sites and on roadside camps. We can help you with support and advice on money, benefits and housing issues. We can also support you in your contact with statutory organisations such as local council, education and medical services. We can represent you with any problems you might have in relation to being a carer and getting the support and help you need. We will do our best to make sure you're supported and that you know your rights as a Gypsy traveller and a carer. MECOPP also provides awareness raising workshops for professionals. We have worked closely with community members to develop the training and have a team of highly skilled trainers who come from the community and can speak from the point of view of their own lived experience. We also sometimes get funds to provide other forms of support for carers, such as short breaks through the Creative Breaks Fund. And the last few years, before COVID-19, we had put on residential events where carers from across Scotland came together and had a break where they could share their experiences with each other. For years we have used the arts to get across to the settled community the challenging issues many Gypsy travellers face. We can also work with you to unleash your creative talents. We've taken part in or hosted exhibitions of Gypsy traveller art and have recently published a book of stories and poems. We are really interested in helping you get your voice heard and have taken people from the community to the Scottish Parliament to help inform the politicians and decision makers. So, if you live in Perth and Kinross and need help or are interested in getting involved, please get in touch with me by phone or email.
So the adult carer support team consists of 4 adult care support workers. We've got a hospital link worker. We also have our community carer development worker, our hospitality officer, SDS officer, and also the telephone support line. So when a referral comes in, we've got a new system where we send out a welcome pack. Within 7 to 10 days, the carer will then get a call from one of the support workers to do what we call a welcome call. Through that call, they'll find out any outcomes, what we call outcomes or goals that the carer may have, which could involve anything from therapies to respite to social groups to being referred on to other agencies, emergency planning, future planning, things like that. So they'll all be identified. The workers will then decide where that's going to go. So within our team, it may go to Erman for Time for Me or hospitality. It may go to Kathleen for support groups or social therapies. SDS may be involved, which is Billy. There may be just wanting a wee bit of emotional support, so it would be the telephone support line. Or if a carer cared for is in hospital, it could be Marie, who's doing the hospital link worker support plan. So we all work together, we're all joined together, even though it's quite different roles. Carers can come to us in a variety of ways. A carer can self-refer through our website or can phone in and we can do a telephone referral. They can be referred in by various other agencies such as the council, NHS, other third sector agencies. So this year, obviously it's been a really difficult year. The first thing we were proud of was the sending out of the welcome packs last year. When I took over post, we started that in October, which has meant that carers have been reached within 7 days of referral. So that has cut quite a waiting time before carers are contacted. So we're really proud of that. Then COVID hit, so we're really proud of the fact that we were able to very quickly reach over 900 carers to contact them and to do what we were calling wellbeing calls, to check that carers were okay, see if they needed anything, how we could help and support them. Recently, we also sent 100 carers what we call a kindness bag, and in that was just a few little bits and pieces just to cheer them up, just to help them get through and put a smile on their face. And the feedback we had was absolutely amazing, and it brought a tear to our eyes. The carers were just so grateful and just happy that somebody's thought about them. So yeah, we were really proud of that, and I'm really proud of the team and how passionate they all are about the job that we do, and the fact that they want the very best for the carers that we can do, especially under the circumstances at the moment.
So VisionPK is a local charity. We're here to support anybody living in Perth and Kinross who has a sensory loss, and when we talk about sensory loss, that's either a hearing or a sight loss that's impacting on their day-to-day life. We're a small team. We've got some rehabilitation workers who are qualified to work with people who have a sight loss, and we've also got a hearing loss support worker who has the special skills to work with people who are struggling with their hearing. If you're caring for someone who has a sight or hearing loss, there are a few things that I can suggest that might be useful for you to know or do. So check what the person's seeing and hearing. Also check when they had a recent eye or hearing test, and also check that they're wearing the right glasses, that they're wearing their hearing aids, that their hearing aids are obviously being regularly checked. That means obviously making sure they've got new batteries in them regularly, and obviously getting the tubes checked and replaced regularly. You can make sure that you are making the most of the natural light. Lighting can make a big difference if people are struggling to see. You can also try some different bits of equipment, and we can help with that. So if somebody's struggling with knowing the time, talking clocks, talking watches can be a big boon. If people are struggling in day-to-day sort of conversations, even with their hearing aids, we can offer additional equipment such as a personal listener, and that can just assist people to join in conversations more easily. Sometimes reading can be an issue as your sight deteriorates, and even with a magnifier that can still be quite difficult. So what you might want to try is talking books or talking newspapers, and once again you can access those at your local library, but we can also signpost you to sort of postal services. Keeping in touch at this time is really important, so if people are struggling to use their telephone, we can suggest obviously phones that have bigger buttons which are easier to use, or have increased amplification so it's easier to hear people on the telephone as well. So if you're caring for somebody who is living with a sensory loss, please get in touch with VisionPK. We're here to help. It's just a matter of phoning or emailing, texting, whatever easiest for you, we're here to help.
The next song for our sing-along moments, let's call it that today, sing-along moments. This is a song by a man called Neil Diamond. A wee song called Sweet Caroline. I know that you know this one, so join in. Where it began, I can begin to know it, but then I know it's going strong. That's for the ladies. Was it the spring, and spring became the summer? Who'd have believed you'd come along? Let's see those hands. Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would, so I just look at the night, and it don't seem so lonely. You fill it up with only two. And when I hurt, hurting runs off my shoulder. How can I hurt when I'm holding you? Warm, warm, touching warm, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Call me Sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would. Sweet Caroline. A beautiful song by Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, and I know you were dancing in your baffies. Surely.
Well, I care for my son, who is now 31, a young man. He contracted encephalitis when he was 11. Encephalitis is inflammation of the brain, which left him with an acquired brain injury and consequently serious health complications. So it's now we're almost year 20. It was November the year 2000. He became unwell very quickly. Life changed on that day. And I contacted PKAVS just to see what options were there for carers. Through PKAVS I've accessed telephone conversation and most recently during the COVID-19 pandemic, that has been invaluable. That's been telephone conversations, and that was done fortnightly, and what that did was allowed me as a carer to speak about my role, the increased level of the role, and discuss that openly and honestly, and felt heard and felt listened to during that time. Previously, through PKAVS I've accessed some facials and things like that, which has been really nice. It gives you time to refresh, and then allows you to continue being the carer that you are and the mother that you are to all your children. Time for me is money that you can access, and money to purely spend on yourself, and something to treat yourself as a carer. I've used mine previously actually just for a very small break, and I've actually taken my younger children because that's important to me, that family time, that's still time for me. So that's time without the person you care for, but it gives you quality time with if you have any other children or any other family member you wish to spend that time with, or equally you can spend it on something just solely for yourself, as in getting a haircut or something that makes you feel a bit better. For during the lockdown period, and I accessed a budget which allowed me to buy an outside gazebo, which was brilliant because it created another safe place to sit no matter what the weather, you know, whether that was glorious sunshine, which was brilliant, protection from the sun, or a bit of rain. There was a dedicated area that you could go to and have a bit of time for yourself, read a book or sit with a cup of coffee. I would recommend the PKAVS service as being a very, very good service, excellent for carers, to make that first phone call and just see what options are for carers and what help could be provided. They're very good at signposting as well if that's required. But certainly the time for me and the vouchers is invaluable. I would say to somebody that's in a caring role about accessing PKAVS services to pick up the phone, speak to someone, that they're very good, very nice to speak to, lovely people on the other end of the line, and just see what options are there for you as a carer.
To begin at the beginning.
Take them first steps, I promise you, as dark and as daunting as it will be, sometimes you've got to step out, step into the darkness to see the light, so get through them doors, it's okay to talk.
Take that step because you're not alone.
There are men all around the country who are feeling the same. It's not judgmental, we'll sit down, we'll have a brew, we'll have a chat.
The thing to remember is that you're not alone.
Just get yourself there, it could be the best thing you do.
If you're a friend, a family member of a man out there who is struggling, encourage him to come along.
There are all the people in the group that have been in the same situation as you have, and they've felt alone as well.
And you know, you'll find out there's people there for you, and as you say, it's okay to talk.
Coming through the doors, it's not easy. We've all done it though. It's a massive step to take, but what have you got to lose?
Hello, I'm Sarah Mitchell and I'm one of the private client solicitors at Macnabs.
Hi, and my name's Alan Ruffhead and I also work in the private client department at Macnabs.
In the private client department at Macnabs, we assist people on a daily basis with the preparation of wills, powers of attorney and with estate planning. A power of attorney is a legal document that appoints a person or people that you trust to deal with financial and welfare decisions in the event you were ever unable to make them for yourself.
A power of attorney can only be signed by someone who understands the nature and effect of the document and that therefore needs to have a solicitor or a doctor as a witness. If someone is not able to sign a power of attorney or loses capacity without a power of attorney in place, then there are still options, including a court-appointed guardian.
There are many reasons to have a will put in place. One of the reasons is thinking about the circumstances of your beneficiary. It could be that your beneficiary is unable to deal with the inheritance of a large sum of money, or if they were in receipt of any means-tested benefits, then this could have an impact for them. At Macnabs, we can advise on the creation of trusts in your will, which can be one way of solving some of these problems.
The preparation of a will also provides an opportunity to undertake care cost planning, and this is another example of why it's important to review your will. In these unusual times, we're still able to offer our full services. We're carrying out all appointments by video, and we are still offering face-to-face appointments in the office or at home where circumstances dictate.
If you have any queries or if we can be of any further assistance to you, then please don't hesitate to get in touch. We'd be happy to speak to you at no cost for any initial appointments. Thank you.
The day services support people, vulnerable adults mostly, various age groups and various different reasons why they come to us. We support them by taking them in and giving them so many hours respite to allow carers as well to have that bit of time to themselves. Within the day services we do various things, and that can start from just daily activities, exercises. We do outings when the weather's good. We also do holidays where we take carers and cared for 3 nights, 4 days, and we go up north of Scotland and we do lots of different things. We do theme days for Christmas and celebrations, Burns Day and things like that. We've not been able to operate our normal service during lockdown, but what we have done is we've done, from day one of us closing, we've made regular phone calls to carers and cared for. We've done outreach where we go out and spend a couple of hours with them to allow the carer out. We've picked up medication, shopping, taking them for their flu injection, so we have kind of done our best to keep in touch with these people and give them some kind of contact. I think what they get coming out of here, I mean, and a lot of them will quite openly say, it's the social, just socially interaction with other people, basically getting out of their own house, because a lot of people we have stay on their own. Although they do have carers, they don't stay with them. So just to see other faces, they end up making friendship with other people, and they class us as their second families. So within the day services, we take the cared for into the day club, and this allows the carers to have respite to themselves because they've got a great role that they take part in, and obviously without them coming to us, the carers get no respite. So this just allows them time to themselves. We do a lot of things where the carers are invited along as well. Like our holidays, they're more than welcome to join us and come along to that. We do coffee mornings and open days, and that's for the carers as well. Within the day services, we run with 3 paid members of staff a day and various different volunteers. Without the volunteers, the service wouldn't be able to manage because they're a great part of us. So the paid members of staff are here and they work alongside the volunteers. It's just a great team, and we have different volunteers, different staff, some part-time, some full-time. If people were interested in coming along to the day services, what we would ask them to do initially is to contact one of the team, or they could go onto our website where we have referral forms that they would complete and return to us. That would be followed up by a phone call and a visit to us where we discuss whether they're able to meet the criteria, and all going well, most of them are able to, and then we invite them in for what we call a taster day. It's a free of charge day. And then we set in place a daily, pick up for them on a day that suits, and we take it from there.